Hey guys, I am still in Nepal, and due to unfortunate circumstances, even though I love this country so much, I was hoping to go to China for a day and then go to Japan afterwards. So that was my original plan, but a lot of things changed, and so it's been kind of difficult, super stressful day. I've still been sick, so that's been just hard to like not feel well and have to like deal with so many confusing and stressful things that come with dealing with airlines and tickets. So um, it's just like so complicated, but basically, um, I I mean, originally I was actually supposed to go serve in China, so I booked tickets from. Originally, I booked tickets from Kathmandu to China to go teach in China. Um, and then be there for a week and then fly from China back home. And then we realized that the teaching wasn't going to be able to work out, and so that was fine. But the problem was that um, I already bought the ticket, so I had to figure out, okay, well, that's fine. I can fly somewhere from China to another country, and then fly back to China and then go home. So it sounds simple enough, but it turns out to be extremely confusing um, for many reasons. But uh, I have the blessing of having some close friends in Japan, and so I was really excited because had the opportunity to go visit them, possibly even teach or just spend sweet time with them for about 4 to 5 days. And so I then made plans to fly from China to Japan, and like to make these plans, I knew I had to like be careful in how I did it, and so I called um, the airline company, um, or the company that that one of the ones I use to book my flights, and so they helped me book my flights to Japan. But there are many things that I don't know if they just don't know or they didn't tell me, but they said I had a grace period. So basically, I was supposed to fly into Kunming tonight and get there at like 11:30 or midnight, and then fly out of China tomorrow. And then I so tomorrow evening I was supposed to fly out. So the problem is that I guess China only has a 24-hour grace period, and so even though I am flying out before 24 hours, I have a layover in China on my way to Japan, and because I have a layover, I'm technically still in China for more than 24 hours, and so the company that I booked the tickets through, they said, "Oh, these are good tickets. This is perfect." Um, and I remember asking about that, and they said, "No, like because you leave beforehand, it's fine." And then I guess it's not fine because I went to the airport today and they wouldn't even let me on the plane. Um, so stressful. And so I had to start making a lot of phone calls, and the phone calls, like literally, I was on the phone for like 4 hours, and it's international calls, which is expensive. And so anyway, it needed to be done, and um, so now I'm just waiting to hear. Either I am going to pay to reroute my flights and go to Japan still, which I'm paying for, of course, because I really want to do my original plan, see my friends, or I fly home, which is totally fine too. I've been extremely sick here, tummy flu, and I've had like fever. Like I think I'm okay right now, but like all day off and on, I've had fevers, and like past couple of days, I've just been running a fever. So my body is just really worn out and tired just from being so sick. But I mean, I've had such a huge blessing of serving here. It's really been a really good trip. We've been able to do so much, and God has been so faithful and allowing us to serve in everything we came here to do. But it's been hard with the sickness, so. Either I fly out tomorrow to China and then from China to Japan like originally planned, or I fly to LA on Friday. So I will keep you guys posted, but um, please just pray that God's will is done. Um, when I first was calling all the airlines, and after they told me, um, there's like so much more that happened, but when I originally thought I was going to be able to still go to Japan, and I rerouted my flights, and it was just going to be so expensive, so expensive. Um, I don't know. It's just hard, like on me too, spiritually, and so. But I was able to just come back here home. I've been staying at the missionary's house here, and it's been such a blessing to be doing that. But I've been able to come back here and just pray on my own, and then read the Word. And I was able to talk with like the head missions pastor that was here, that came with us, and I was able to talk to my parents and pray with them. So I feel a lot better, more peaceful. I know so many of you messaged me as well and told me you're praying for me too, so that's going to be a big blessing. But I was reading through 2 Corinthians 5, and it's really just talking about how um, how we can get distracted by earthly things, and um, just like by whether it's like putting a roof over our heads, or just by so many details that really don't matter in the end. And but like overall, God is sovereign, and overall His Spirit leads, um, and that like God is always with us. And so it's a really good chapter. If you guys have the chance to go read it, but just reading through that is crazy. God knows, and so that helps me too. But anyway, um, things like this happen, especially when you're working on the mission field. It's so crazy because so we had like a team of maybe 13 people here serving in Nepal, and I mentioned before, but some came for like a conference and a concert. Amanda and I came to teach, and we also helped with a concert, but so much spiritual warfare occurs too, and right, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. And I think that you see that so heavily on the mission field, um, or any time really that you just set out to serve others and you set out to bring glory to God's name. The enemy will always try to attack, and it's crazy. Um, like I said, we had a pretty decent sized group, and we're literally like splitting to all over. So some of us were going to London, some of us were going to India, some of us were going to Uganda, and I was going to Japan, and we were all going to serve in these different places from here, from Nepal. So literally today, and then some are leaving tomorrow, even for other countries. We're all just like all over the world, which is super awesome. However, it's so crazy because all of our flights have either been canceled or delayed, like by hours and hours, or like they've like our some of our team that went to India this morning, um, it was like delayed by like 7 hours, and then they missed their other flights. So I don't even know where they are right now. And then our some of our team that's going to London, their flights got like rescheduled or canceled or postponed or something because like a huge lightning storm hit, and it like I don't know, it's just crazy. Uh, it's all happening at once. So anyway, um, but I've had so many friends and family just tell me, Natalie, don't get discouraged. Pastor Brett was telling me, don't get discouraged. Like, you're here specifically to serve, and this is what the enemy wants. But in the end, the Lord's will be done. God's will be done, and He is sovereign, and He knows exactly where we are to be and what we are to do, and um, His will is perfect over our lives. So whether that be I go back to Los Angeles and just rest and recuperate and over the sickness and get better, or I'm able to go to Japan and see my sweet friends. God knows, God knows, and I know everything will work out great. So please pray, and yeah, thanks, guys.